LA Health collagen gum, my new preferred gum, and I'll pop that in my mouth. I'm going to carefully close the lid on this bottle and put it over to one side. Okay, now 1, 2, 2 and 3. About to make some running repairs to my light board here. The back sort of came off a bit, so I've taped it up. It's still working, and I've just got it plugged into a power bank, so there's no risk for me to get electrocuted or anything. So yeah, I'll put the ruler there for the moment, and the ruler just gives something for the camera to focus on. So it's time to start tracing the map of Afghanistan now. It's after doing the map of Pakistan, I know I've had requests for. Oh no, I'll say that at the end. After doing the map of Pakistan, I thought to myself, well, the Afghanistan was just, up next to it, and I thought it's a country that's often in the news. So it'd be interesting to do the map and share with you, what I've discovered about Afghanistan. So Pakistan's there, and this dark shade is Afghanistan. We've got a few other countries around it, Turkmenistan and Uzbekistan and things. All the stands. Now I know people have asked me for Saudi Arabia, Vietnam, Thailand, Finland, I think, as well. So they're all on my short list to do. So yeah, feel free to keep reminding me. And yeah, I'm sure that in the not too distant future, no promises of course, because no promises of course, but I kind of forget sometimes. I've gone off the track there slightly. Yes, they keep reminding me, and they're all interesting countries to do, I think. Okay, so there's the map of I've got a border there somewhere, and I've got a border going up there somewhere. There we go. Border there. Oh, this is the border of wait till you get in the shakes there. This is the border of Pakistan. Got some borders up there also find him on social media, I suppose. Yeah, put the ruler over there. And he said there was buildings, 3-story buildings around the market that all kind of had bullet holes in the top floor of the building. Somebody kind of shot in the air and missed and hit the buildings by mistake. Okay, so pencil down to what I'm going to do through the magic of editing. I like saying this. Is I'm going to remove the light board, remove the map, and come back and start colouring in. Okay, in 1, 2, 3. Okay, I'm back, and that goes more like that. Now, the countries around Afghanistan is a landlocked country. You've got Iran, Pakistan. This has to be India there, I'd say. Got some stands up the top. We've got Turk, Menistan. Up here we've got Uzbekistan, yep. Uzbekistan. Up here is Tajikistan. Up here. And now if you watch the Pakistan video, you know that Stan just means land of. So Pak is pure, land of the pure for Pakistan. I suppose Afghanistan might be land of the Afghans. Yeah, that's correct, land of the Afghans, or the Afghani, which is sort of plural, I believe, of Afghan. I know in Australia, in the 1800s, there was Afghans with their camels, and they were in the outback. That was, moving goods around the outback, and probably trading and moving goods. And now in the outback we have lots of wild camels in the outback of Australia, which are descendants from the original camels that the Afghanis brought in the 1800s before Australia implemented its strict biosecurity protocols. So today I'm colouring in Afghanistan in red. The flag is black, red and green. And sent there from 2001 Australians. And they were mainly down here in this section. Uruzgan, Uruzgan province. Australian forces. I've got a feeling at the end they were doing a lot of training of Afghanis to take over when the Australians left. Okay, so there's the map of Afghanistan. It's time to do some shavings. So, you know, for a long while, 2001, not all the time of course, but it was often on the TV news, things that were happening there. It was fairly topical. People were interested. There's probably enough red, I suppose. Put that to one side. I use the brush just to move it around a little bit. Spread it around. I worked with a man whose son was in the Australian Army. This was, but he was in Iraq. And that's when he got sent. He had a couple of tours, I think, of Iraq. The father he was a tough bloke, but a nice bloke. Tough but fair. The dad was, that is, I didn't ever meet the son. Yeah, I could tell he was kind of worried about him being over there. That's alright, so I'm sure if he ever went to Afghanistan, he may have done afterwards, after I left that working there. Okay. everybody watching from Afghanistan. Sheboygan. I was trying to work out where the Americans were. And it seemed to be this sort of area roughly. El Mazar-e Sharif. Sharif, yep. The major towns are up here in the north. Yep. North Condas. Telequan. You. Here is Jalabad. I suppose it's pronounced that way. No, it's more of a Jalalabad, I think. And here is Ghazni. Oh, here we go. This is another town or city that I am familiar with, is Timecodes, which is where the Australians were in the Urazan province. It's Timecodes. The Australians were there at some point. Oh, I've got one more down here actually. I don't know if Timecodes is a major town, but worthwhile mentioning. Okay, oh that's good. Afghanistan now. This is my key facts. Afghanistan. I've already talked about the do not travel warning. About 40 million. I actually tried to find sort of some key facts, but it's been a country that has been invaded many times. They've had many wars and battles, and it's kind of it's got a very, what would be the word to describe its history? A sad history, I suppose. Well, as in a non-peaceful history. I think the Silk Road that I came down through Afghanistan somewhere and through to Pakistan looking for people with silkworms, I suppose. Well, not really. Looking for silk things to take back. They would have had carts and horses and stuff, I suppose. Maybe they had camels, I don't know. Could have travel them through. I think you might have just seen a little fly flying through. I don't know how he's got in. Anyway. Silk Road. You had Genghis Khan. In the 13th century. Invaded from the north. There's a Mongol. And the Persians invaded, which is, I'm guessing it's from Iran. The Persians are down there, invaded through. And the British in the Anglo-Afghan Wars. There's three. It's from the actually, if I write about the British, I think the Persians were probably around as well. And then in the 18th century, the locals ruled. Oh gosh, trouble with my spelling. Got a bit of pencil now. The locals ruled. They defeated the Mongols and the Persians. In the 19th century, then the British. There was 3 Anglo-Afghan wars. And what the British were trying to do, apart from control Pakistan, they were trying to stop Russia from coming down and invading through Afghanistan into the British Indian Empire, which included Pakistan and India, and bits of Afghanistan, and the British were unsuccessful in the first war, successful in the second, and then in the third war. They lost the first war, and so in 1921 the British left, and there was a monarchy established. The monarchy was established, but then it went along well until about 1973, I think. I might have missed out some of the history. There was a coup to overthrow the monarchy by the king's brother, and a bloke by the name of D-A-U-O-D, that's it. But in 1978, Daoud was overthrown. And during that sort of vacuum, after the coups destabilising the government, that's when the Russians decided to invade. They raided from the north. Then in 1989, the Russians left. Russians withdrew. Didn't they? I think they felt that they would be able to achieve their objectives in Afghanistan quickly. But they got bogged down, unfortunately, for 10, maybe 11 years. In 1994. It's quite a confusing history, and I'm hoping that I'm doing justice to it and getting it correct. Taliban rises, which is strict Islamic. Strict Islamic. And in 2001 until 2021, you've got the US and others invade and then withdraw in 2021. And after that, then you've got the after that onwards, you've got the Taliban back rolling again. It was an insurgency. And today, I write it over here, there's a supreme leader of it's called the Islamic Emirate of Afghanistan, his name is, this is the Supreme Leader.